Welcome to the deep dive. Get ready, because today we're tackling something, well, something foundational, and maybe a bit baffling. We're looking at excerpts from Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. Huge play.
Absolutely. And yeah, our source material today isn't, the usual research paper. It's the play itself.
Yeah.
Just the dialogue, the stage directions from this, cornerstone of absurd theater.
Right. And absurd theater, if that sounds like jargon, it basically means theater that throws out the old rules, think plots that don't really go anywhere, characters stuck in these meaningless loops.
Exactly. Dialogue that circles back on itself, a real feeling of confusion, maybe even pointlessness. It's reflecting a world where maybe the old meanings don't hold up anymore.
So our mission today, using only these text snippets, is to kind of step into that world. Who are Vladimir and Estragon? What's this weird situation they're in? How do they even, cope?
Yeah, what can we figure out from their interactions, their waiting? It's about unpacking that atmosphere Beckett creates.
Okay, so let's set the scene. You've got a country road, a tree, it's evening, and these two guys, Vladimir and Estragon, just waiting. And let's cut the crap. Their first few lines tell you so much, this intense reliance they have on each other. Vladimir actually says, "But for me, where would you be? You'd be nothing more than a little heap of bones."
Wow. Yeah, it's more than just friends hanging out. It feels fundamental, like they need each other to literally exist in this emptiness.
Despite all the bickering, right?
Oh yeah, constant bickering. But that line, it shows this terrifying weakness. Alone, maybe they're nothing. What does that even mean for them as individuals?
They're stuck together. And tied to that, almost literally, is their focus on their bodies. All the discomforts. Estragon in his boot. It's nonstop, trying to pull it off, complaining.
Hurts. He wants to know if it hurts.
Yeah.
It's this constant physical thing.
Yeah.
In a play where everything else feels so vague, the boot is just pain. Real simple pain. It kind of grounds it, ironically. Almost slapstick, but underneath.
It contrasts with the big existential waiting thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And Vladimir's got his own issues, right? If you had what I have, but never says what.
Totally vague. And that bit where he buttons his fly and says, "Never neglect the little things of life."
So weird. Amidst this massive, maybe cosmic, they're worried about boots and flies.
It's bizarre, dark humor. Like these little physical acts are, rituals to ward off the meaninglessness.
Maybe. What does it say that their suffering comes out in something so basic, a sore foot?
Well, it forces you to confront just how, physical existence is. Before the philosophy, there's just the body aching, needing adjustment. It makes their whole situation feel horribly real, even though it's absurd.
And just like their bodies are a bit broken down, so is their memory. They talked to the Eiffel Tower at the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's also foggy, Estragon keeps saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, or I've forgotten.
And you feel it's not just accidental forgetting. It feels active. Or maybe it's a symptom of where they are. They forget Pozzo and Lucky entirely, apparently just from one day to the next. He's forgotten everything.
Right. And Estragon gets genuinely pissed off, furious, when Vladimir asks him to recognize the place, shouting, "Recognize!
Yeah.
What is there to recognize? All my lousy life I've crawled about in the mud."
That anger, it's telling, isn't it? Maybe forgetting is how he copes. Or maybe the place, the time, it is just mud, undifferentiated, repeating. So what's the point of remembering?
It throws everything into question. Who even are they if they can't remember yesterday?
Exactly. And this is all happening while they're just waiting.
For Godot.
For Godot.
But here's the really fucked up part. Based on this text, they barely know the guy. Vladimir says he's a kind of acquaintance.
And Estragon immediately goes, "Nothing of the kind. We hardly know him. It's pure uncertainty."
And what do they ask him for?
Oh, well, that's even vaguer. Oh, nothing very definite. A kind of prayer. A vague supplication. It's almost comical how little they seem to know.
It really is. And Godot's response, through this messenger, it's like dealing with the worst kind of bureaucracy. He'd see, couldn't promise anything, needs to think it over, check his family bank account.
Total non-commitment. It leaves them completely powerless. They even ask, do we have no rights anymore?
It's this total bullshit situation. Waiting for someone vague, for something undefined, based on a maybe.
That's the trap, isn't it? Their whole existence is defined by this. Passive waiting, no action, just hold indefinitely.
Which leads them to wonder if they should have repented being born.
Woof, yeah. Repented what? Our being born. And Vladimir's reaction, that stifled laugh saying, "One daren't even laugh anymore." It just seals how oppressive it all feels. Even laughter is forbidden or impossible.
Okay, before we get into the next bit, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this deep dive. It helps other people find the show.
Yeah, do that. So right when you're sinking into their stagnation?
Bam. Pazzo and Lucky arrive. And it just shatters everything. Pazzo bursts in shouting, "I am Pazzo." So much confidence.
The contrast is insane. He's loud, he's in charge, and he's literally dragging Lucky on a rope. Lucky's loaded down with bags, a stool. It's just this stark image of power and suffering.
And Pazzo's language about Lucky,
Yeah.
it's brutal. Calls him pig, orders him about.
And casually talks about how the best thing would be to kill them. When discussing getting rid of creatures like Lucky, it's chilling.
Complete asshat, basically. But also kind of a performer. He makes a whole show of eating his chicken, throwing the bone.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He gives that lyrical speech about the twilight, then snaps right out of it. That's how it is on this bitch of an earth. He needs an audience, even if it's just Vladimir and Estragon.
And they just watch. They focus on Lucky, his state. The text mentions slobber, slaver, the goiter, his eyes panting, that awful running sore on his neck from the rope.
It's grim. And Estragon actually asks for the leftover chicken bones. Pazzo gives them to him, almost like throwing scraps. It's this weird moment of shared, maybe humiliation, or just base survival across different levels of misery.
Yeah, Estragon gnawing on bone someone else threw away. Powerful image. And then Pazzo makes Lucky perform. First, the dance.
Which Estragon just dismisses, right? Ooh, I'd do as well myself. Tries to copy it. Adds this layer of, like, bleak comedy.
But then the think. Pazzo orders him, "Think, pig." And after this whole business with the hat, Lucky lets loose with that monologue.
Yeah, the famous monologue. And the directions say Vladimir and Estragon go from paying attention to protesting, getting agitated, actually struggling against it. It's like an assault of words.
And what's in it? Based purely on the text here, it's a fucked up jumble. God. Humanity declining, some unfinished stuff by Puncher and Watman, loads of tennis for some reason.
Connemara, skulls, stones, tears, beards.
It sounds like total nonsense, but it feels significant, like language itself breaking down.
Or like thought itself collapsing under pressure. It's the opposite of clear communication, but it has these broken bits of theology, geography, mortality. Maybe it's the sound of a mind cracking open, or showing the madness underneath their reality.
And right in the middle of this chaos, Pazzo's vanity pops up, asking if he looks young compared to Lucky, taking off his hat to show he's bald.
Even then, control and performance layered onto the cruelty. It's quite a package.
Okay, so the text jumps. We meet Pazzo and Lucky again. Or at least it seems like them. But things are drastically different.
Yeah, shocking difference. Pazzo is blind now. Flat out says, "I am blind." And Lucky is mute. Can't speak at all.
It's this stark change within the otherwise unchanging weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
And crucially, Vladimir and Estragon, they struggle to recognize them. Estragon keeps saying, "I don't know them," or unless they're not the same.
That failure to recognize, it loops right back to their own memory issues, the instability of this whole world. Pazzo, blind, fallen, asking them, "Who are you?"
And they have to sort of prove themselves. We are friends. Justify helping them up. The whole power dynamic is just completely flipped.
And Pazzo directly links his blindness to time. The blind have no notion of time. He doesn't know when it happened. Woke up one fine day as blind as fortune.
Which connects so strongly with Vladimir and Estragon's own confusion. Is it Saturday? Is it Sunday? Looking at the sky, the tree, trying to find a clue.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? In the state they're in, does time even work normally? Is memory fading because time is broken, or is time meaningless because memory doesn't stick?
It's a total mind bender.
And then adding to the loop, the boy shows up. Or a boy. Again, is it the same one? Who knows?
Delivering the exact same message. Godot isn't coming today. But definitely tomorrow. For sure.
He said that Godot was sure to come tomorrow. Yeah.
And the boy seems scared, afraid of the whip, the roars. The two big men gives these tiny details about Godot. He does nothing, sir. Beats the brother who minds the sheep, not the goat-minding boy. And yes, Godot has a beard. Yes, sir.
That repeated message, sure to come tomorrow, it's the hook that keeps them there, right? It's justification, but it's empty. Just deferred hope forever.
And the boy's fear links Godot to some kind of authority, maybe threat, even if he does nothing. It just underlines their powerlessness.
Exactly. And it's not just the message repeating. The setting itself seems unstable. That tree, bare yesterday, now it has leaves. 4 or 5. Or maybe it's suddenly full of leaves.
Vladimir seems sure it's changed. Estragon denies it. Another of your nightmares.
So what's real, actual change? Or just their perception, their faulty memory playing tricks again? It's so unsettling. Even Estragon's boots get caught up in it.
Right. He left them yesterday. They're still there. But maybe they're brown now. Or green, not his black ones.
Vladimir figures someone swapped them. Someone came and took yours and left you his. Estragon tries them on.
And they fit.
But notice, they fit, but he says they don't hurt yet.
Yeah. Yet. Always provisional. Like the radish, it's black. I only like the pink ones. These tiny, almost pointless little details, they just fill the space.
Because that's all they can do, right? Fill the time. They know it too. They talk about how they do it. Let's make a little conversation, blathered about nothing in particular.
They deliberately contradict each other. They even resort to abuse, just hurling insults. Boron, vermin, abortion, morpion, sewer rat, curate, cretin, and then...
Make up immediately. Yeah.
It's both awful and weirdly funny. And they know why they're doing it. Vladimir says, flat out, it's so we won't think.
And Estragon adds, it's so we won't hear. Vladimir finishes, all the dead voices.
Wow. So they're consciously trying to drown something out. Not just boredom, but thinking itself.
Yeah.
The silence. Those dead voices.
It raises that question, doesn't it? Is thinking the real horror here? Vladimir wonders, what is terrible is to have thought. But did that ever happen to us? In Estragon's line. We are all born mad. Some remain so.
There's this chilling self-awareness. They know they're stuck. They know they're distracting themselves. They know they're bored. Vladimir points out when a diversion comes along, like Pozzo and Lucky, we let it go to waste.
They're not just passive victims of the wait. They're choosing distraction, choosing not to confront it. They are participants in their own inertia.
Which brings us towards the end of these excerpts. And back to the idea of suicide.
Right. They try to use Estragon's belt to hang themselves from the tree.
But it's too short. They test it, pull on it,
Yeah.
and it breaks.
It's just peak futility. Darkly comic. Even that escape is beyond them right now. So the plan, bring rope tomorrow. Always tomorrow.
And right after that failed attempt, that moment of utter patheticness, there's this brief flash of connection. Vladimir says, come here till I embrace you. Estragon responds, your hand, take it. Come to my arms, my breast. Off we go.
It feels almost desperate, that reach for contact. Real warmth, maybe?
For a second. Then Vladimir immediately follows up with, how time flies when one has fun.
Ugh. So it completely deflates it, doesn't it? Undercuts the whole thing. It just shows how hard it is to sustain anything genuine warmth, meaning in their situation. Even connection gets wiped out by their coping mechanisms, that kind of deflection.
And then, the very final lines in the text we have. Estragon asks, well, shall we go?
Vladimir replies, yes, let's go. Simple enough. Seems like a decision.
But the stage direction that follows, it hits like a ton of bricks.
They do not move.
Yeah.
That sums it all up, doesn't it? All the talk, the waiting, the suffering, the attempts at action or escape, the brief connections. It all comes back to stillness, paralysis.
They say, let's go, but they just can't.
Yeah.
Are they trapped by hope, fear, habit? Or is it just
Yeah.
the condition itself?
Yeah.
Meaninglessness freezing them. It's brutal.
So looking back through these bits of Beckett, the pain, the forgetting, the weird visitors, the desperate ways they pass time, the uncertainty, the repetition, it really does strip existence down, doesn't it, to something raw and uncomfortable.
It really makes you think, what does waiting mean in our own lives?
Yeah.
Are we all just finding ways to fill the time until something happens? Or doesn't happen?
Does the meaning come from what we wait for? Or is it somehow tied up in the waiting itself, however painful or boring? Does hoping for something outside ourselves actually save us? Or does it just keep us stuck?
Yeah, no easy answers here. It's the kind of thing that sticks with you. Challenges how you think about, well, everything. Purpose, action, being connected.
It's like that line of Estragon's near the end. We always find something, eh, Dee, to give us the impression we exist. It feels so central. Is that what it's all about? Finding things to give us the impression of existence? Is that the human condition, or is that just another way of not moving?
A lot to chew on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the strange, difficult, but maybe profound world of Waiting for Godot.